Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session. My name is Oren Coach Wright. Super excited to be here this afternoon. All right, let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the session, everyone. My name is Oren Coach Wright. Listen, today's session, we're talking about market psychology. This is something that we go through in life on a daily basis. Okay. A lot of the mindset issues, 90% of the time, the things that we're going through in life, we transfer it over to the markets. We don't even realize it. You don't even realize that the stress that you have in your personal life, whether it is your job, family, your friends. Someone could have just cut you off, driving, going to the park, and could have just given you had a bad day now. But here's what I want you to understand. Okay. Whenever you're going through any type of stress, okay, any type of stress in the world, don't get on the charts. Please do not get on the charts, because what you're going to do is you're going to take that same energy, that same vibe, and you're going to bring it over and you're going to get into revenge mode, not even realizing that I'm taking all of my feelings, all of my frustration, everything that's bothering me right now. I'm taking it onto the charts. Okay. And trust me, the market, let me ask you something. Do the market care about your feelings? The market does not care about your feelings. We're talking about trillions of dollars that's being transferred through the market right now. And do you think they care about your $10,000? No. They're going to take your $10,000. It's like, you ever given someone something and you're like, man, you can't even say thank you. Well, the market does the same thing. Every time you lose your money, you blow your account, do your broker send you an email and say, thank you for losing your money with us? Now, they do say thank you for depositing with us, but they will never come back and say thank you for losing your money with us. Better luck next time. So, when it comes to trading, if you're feeling some type of emotion, some type of way that will make you say, I don't feel like it today. What about when you're sick? When you're not feeling too well to get up and go to work? Do you go to work? You might pick up that phone. Okay. This is you picking up the phone. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Johnson? I don't feel too good, and I'm not gonna come into work today. I don't feel too good. And guess what? You don't go to work. You get right back under the covers and you relax. But if you don't feel too good, how come, even though we don't feel too good, we still pick up that phone and we look for trade opportunities? You stressed? We take our emotions and we use this trading app as our own personal therapist. This thing have no, they don't care about you. Trading should not be it's going to expose the type of person you are. It's going to expose that even though you are stressed out, you're still going to do things that's going to put more pressure onto the stress. So before you decide to get into that market, in the conditions that you're in, find things that will take your level of stress down. Trust me when I tell you, do you guys know how stressful it was during the build of Lux Exchange, Lux Academy? You know how stressful this thing was? I could not trade the entire month of May. I'm just being honest with you. I've shared this before. I've I could not trade the entire month of May. You're probably looking and wondering, hey, coach, in the previous company, you were sending out ideas, you were sending out trades. Hey, look, we're about to get on this trade. We're about to get on this trade. How many of you noticed that? Our Discord group should have been popping with trade ideas. But this was the first time for me building a platform on this level. Okay. This wasn't something small. This isn't something where we're just opening up a Zoom call and we're teaching. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is on a different scale. Okay. This is on a bigger scale. So we're talking about the developments, the cost behind it, the stress of making sure, oh man, are the students going to like this? Are they going to enjoy this? Are we missing this part? What are we missing? Oh, the color is off just a little bit over here. Oh man, this is not working over here. Oh, it was stressful. Imagine me still having to send out market ideas while going through that stress. What state of mind am I in when it comes to sending out these ideas, trying to make sure that everyone who was going to be on my side, everyone who said, hey, coach, I'm going to rock with you. Whatever you're going to do, I'm going to rock with you. But even though you committed to rocking with me, being in this position, subscribing to levels, I need to make sure and guarantee that, hey, am I still going to be able to provide the same level of service that I did when we were in the previous company? I still had to make sure of that. I have an amazing team behind me. Imagine if I had to not only build this, but also manage the Discord group, putting everything together. I want to give a shout out to the amazing team that's behind me right now. We have Shani. Okay. Thank you for the task that you've been doing, especially in this Discord group. Okay. It may have been confusing and difficult to a lot of you, but imagine if I had to do that and send out signals and manage my household. Okay. This is the type of level of stress, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of you are going through, but still entering into the charts. Okay. Shawnee may be going through her own storm. Okay. But she's found a way. Hey, listen, I'm going through my own storm, but this right here, the vision is big. I see where we're going with this. She was able to manage both sides. Okay. And then if I was to ask Shawnee, were you able to trade during that month, during this build? Okay. Shawnee was able to send out some ideas. The market went in her direction. I also want to give a shout out to Dawn. Without Dawn's expertise and not just building the I'm talking about the side that people don't look at, the space where I'm brand new at. I'm talking about the business side, making sure that LLCs is done correctly, making sure that the business license, the banking stuff, all of that stuff is done correct. You know the stress that comes with that. Some of you, oh, that's simple, that's easy. Yeah, you've done it multiple times. But imagine being in a position that you've never done this before. Okay. All of that stress, and then having to come back and say, I got to place a trade. I got to survive. I got to eat. I got to take care of the family. I got to make sure that the people that's in the Discord group, I got to make sure that they are getting what they're paying for. That stress. My team said, hey, listen, we got this over here. Guess what happened? That took off some stress. Okay. That took off some of that stress that I was having. There was times when I can open up the chart. There was times where I still had to host the Monday calls, the Tuesday calls, the Wednesday calls, all right, during this build. But none of you were able to see the stress that I was going through. Okay. I want to give a shout out to my wife. The support. It reminds me of 2015. During that time, I was learning this skill of trading. She stepped up and took care of the kids to make sure that, hey, look, I know you're going to learn this skill. I know you're going to learn this skill. So let me make sure that the kids are out of the way. Let me make sure that everything in the house, okay, is taken care of. Okay. And that support right there. So during this build right here, what happened? We had the same thing. Let me step up. Let me make sure this is taken care of. So now that stress of this build, wow, we were able to minimize it, right? And lastly, my business partner, Lorenzo, that stress of what's the site going to look like? So many ideas in my head. Oh man, I want it to look like this. Oh, I got to look like this. Oh, it has to be this. Just take a deep breath, because sometimes you have to allow people to work in that field, their field of expertise, instead of me trying to wear every single hat. So, giving a shout out to the team, ladies and gentlemen, it allowed me to really take that deep breath. Okay. Take that deep breath. And then the one thing I shared with them was, I got to get back into my element. I got to get back into the charts. And the moment we launched, and we finally got a chance to see all of you really enjoying the platform, I was able to breathe again. I was able to get back in. I've never built a course before. So, this blueprint right here, ladies and gentlemen, day 1 through 5, it was something that was definitely needed. Okay. It was something that was definitely needed. Now I got my footing again. Now, when I look at the charts, I'm like, whoa, okay. It's so clear. Sometimes you have to take that break. And the most important thing with all of you, you're going through a storm right now. You're going through a storm right now. You may not have the help that you want, the help that you need to help you get through that storm. You may not have that partner with you right now that want to take the load off of you. You may not have the person that's going to say, look, let me cover this bill for you right here. But what I can offer you today, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I can offer you that I am 100% dedicated, dedicated to this project, to this business, to this plan, 100% all in. I can guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, okay, when you're going through that stress, oh man, I don't know what to do. Coach, this is why we always say ask questions. You're struggling right now? I don't know if you're struggling if you're not asking those questions. You don't understand the blueprint? I don't know if you don't understand the blueprint if you're not asking those questions. If you're just sitting on these calls waiting for the signal, if you're just sitting on these calls waiting for, well, maybe if I sit back and wait, he's going to say that one thing hopefully he's a mind reader. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been in the market for over 10 years, been in the charts for 10 years. I don't understand everything. I don't read minds. This is why I'm always looking over at the chat bot, looking for that conversation, looking for that question. Okay. Looking for that question, whether I'm lost, I'm stuck, I'm confused. If I look over to the right side, I don't see that question, I keep going. But when you're learning this skill, again, you're going through the stress of life. When you first start, this is that excitement phase that you're going through. You're super excited right now. Oh man, I'm excited about this market. You're learning. But what happens at the end of excitement? Okay? What happens at the end of excitement, ladies and gentlemen? At the end of excitement, when you feel that, well, uh, I'm not learning anymore. Boredom kicks in. Number one, boredom kicks in. Okay. Stress kicks in because you feel, oh man, what am I? Uh, every time I apply this, I get stuck. You feel like you reach that level that you can't go any further. And what happens once you reach that level? You're learning from one person, and just because things aren't happening the way you want it, when you expect, you end up changing the channel. Let me go listen to someone else. Okay. Let me go listen to another educator. The moment you go and listen to another educator, now they're speaking a different language. Believe it or not, it's the same exact concept. It's the same exact concept. The only difference, it's spoken in a different language. It's the language that you speak. It may be English, it may be Spanish, it may be Japanese, it may be that language you speak, but the delivery is different. Okay. Someone came to me the other day and they said, Coach, can you talk about the power of three? This was recently. I said, the power of three? Uh, uh, three people? Three fingers? What do you mean? They said, the power of three, it's uh consolidation, and then you fake out, and then the market moves in your direction. I said, that's not the power of three. That's just the market phase. That's just the market, you know, having a strong impulse move. After that impulse move, it goes into consolidation. How many times have we spoken about this, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. How many times we get on a call and we talk about the phase one, consolidation, phase two, breakout or your fake out, break a structure, phase three, change of direction. We spoke about this. But what happens when you feel that you've reached that ceiling, that stressing point where, oh man, it's not happening as fast as I want it to? When you feel that what's happening, what you're learning is not transferring into dollars into your bank account right now, you feel the need to do what? Change the channel. You feel the need to change the channel. And once you change the channel, what happens? You start listening to someone else. That's who's going to tell you the same exact thing that you've already been learning. And here's where the frustrating part comes in at. Now you're mad at that person. How many times have any of you watched a YouTube video? You've been listening and learning from me for some time. And then you go and change the channel and watch a YouTube video just to realize that all they're doing is the same thing that you've already been learning. You've already been learning this. Now you go back to the chart and it starts to make sense. Was it that you needed confirmation? That's all you're getting when you go and switch from one educator to another one. You're just getting confirmation and it's just been shared in a different light. Let me explain on the charts exactly what I mean. Let me disappear. Okay. All right, can everyone hear me loud and clear? All right, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Okay. Drop the 119 in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Oh man, I'm just seeing the messages right now. I hope everyone was able to get in. Hope everyone was able to get in. I see that a lot of you were late and you didn't get the link. This is why it's very important, ladies and gentlemen. When I send the messages out, all you have to do is this is, like I said, this is only a temporary situation. Okay. What we're going through right now with the streaming side is just temporary. This build out, as I explained before, we were supposed to have this thing completed in 6 months to 1 year. Okay. That's where the stressful part came in at. We were able to build this out in 1 month, in 30 days. So a lot of the software and streaming tools, which is not yet available, we have to use what we have to use right now. And I understand that it is a little difficult for most to say, hey, listen, I don't want to use YouTube when I'm paying for the services. Okay. And I respect you when you say that. But remember, I'd rather us have a space where we can go and rewatch these videos, um, just until we get everything set up right. It will get there. We're going to get there. Okay. Perfect. I'm glad you all are here. So uh, let's go ahead and add this over here. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to get better. Yep. Definitely going to get better. We're going to add that right there. And I'm going to add this here. So I'm just creating a toolbar right now. And once I create that toolbar, I'll be able to go full screen. Okay. Once I create that toolbar, I'll be able to go full screen just like that. Okay. 1, 2. When you start everything, you're just creating a toolbar. And 3. These are the tools that I'm going to use. And I just want to go full screen just like this. All right. Perfect. All right. Here we are in full screen mode. And I'm just going to bring this down real quick because this is the psychology that we go through as humans, but the market does the same exact thing. Right now, you're seeing a black screen. Don't worry. I'm about to start drawing. Okay. So the first level, this is that excitement phase. Okay. This is when you're super excited about learning. Okay. Yes. So everything is we're going through that, making sure everything is going to be saved when you set up your toolbar. So just thank you for your patience. So step number 1, we're going through that excitement phase. Everyone is super excited. Yes, let's go. You're learning something new for the first time. So that makes you feel like I'm in an uptrend. Okay. I'm in an uptrend. But what happens after? All right, let me go ahead and apply this to the market. All right, you start applying it, you lose a trade, you win a trade, you lose a trade, and you win a trade. You feel at this point, oh man, I don't know if it's working. I don't know if it's working right now. So, what phase are we in right now? Okay, so we're in that phase. We're looking at this and we're saying to ourselves, this is the excitement. I'm winning a trade, I'm losing a trade. I'm winning a trade, I'm losing a trade. That consolidation phase right there, remember the excitement phase is that strong push up. The consolidation phase is the confusion phase. All right, think about that for a second. Consolidation, the market is not going higher. It's not gaining strength. It's not losing strength. It's just in consolidation. Okay. Let me just because I have the notes over here. I want you guys to write these down. These are the 4 phases of market psychology. The 4 phases of market psychology. Okay. Let's write these down together. 4 phases of market psychology. The first phase is going to be the excitement. Okay. This is your excitement phase right here. The second phase is confusion. Man, I'm confused. Okay. The third phase is doubt. Okay. I got doubt now. I'm like, oh man. And the last phase is growth. Okay. It's growth. Okay. Perfect. So now we're going to put this together. I just want all of you to have this right here because you're going to start to see and figure out what phase you're in right now. Okay. What phase you are in at this moment when it comes to learning this skill. All right. So now the excitement phase, that's that impulse move where the buyers push the market higher. What are we doing right now? We are learning. How many of you get excited to learn something new for the first time? You get excited when you're learning. Wow. Just like when the call started. Think about this. When the call first started, someone said, when the call first started, I'm dancing. Look. I'll show you this. This is what someone said when the call first started. So this is how I know. Look at this message. All right. Tiana said, I'm dancing in my seat with excitement. With excitement. You see that? I'm dancing in my seat with excitement. So what does that tell me right now? That Tiana is in the excitement phase. There we are, right here. Okay. But once we get off this call and Tiana decides to apply everything that we're learning right now, she's applying it. The market pulls back. Okay. She's thinking, okay, let me go ahead and apply it. The market pulls back. The market rises. She gets into a buy, gets into a sell. She take a few losing trades, a few winning trades, and now she's wondering, oh my goodness, but on the call, he made it look so simple. On the call, it just looked so simple. And I feel like right now, I'm what? Confused. How many of you have ever felt like that? How many of you have ever felt after the call, you feel a little confused? Okay. Because during the moment while you're learning, I know a lot of you tell me, bro, I like the way you teach. Oh man, it's just so exciting. I understand it. But when it's time for you to go and do this on your own, okay? When it's time for you to go and do this on your own, what happens? I'm lost. I'm confused. Okay. You're in consolidation. That's all. You're not growing. You're just in consolidation. That's all right now. But then the next move that happens after you get confused, you get into your next trade and the market drops lower. I don't know. I don't know if this, I don't even know if this is for me. This is where doubt creeps in at. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where doubt starts to creep in. But you know what comes when your back is up against the wall? Think about this. When your back is up against the wall and you're stressed out, you are stressed out. You have no choice but to come out swinging. You have no choice but to either learn it or quit. And quitting is not an option for you. Because how many people in your family you have told, you've shared, oh, I'm going to do this. And your family say to you, yeah, you say that all the time. Yeah, you say that all the time. Fight or flight. And now you're no longer here to prove it to yourself. You're not trying to prove it to yourself. You're trying to prove it to everybody else now. You're trying to prove it to your family, the ones who've seen you start and quit. You're trying to prove it to your friends, the ones who say, nah, man, if it works for you, then I'll do it. I'll do it. You're trying to prove it to the people who followed you, the people who you've convinced that this is the right opportunity. You're trying to prove it to them that it works. But what about to you? Okay? What about proving it to yourself? Because you're the only one that has to look in the mirror at the end of the day through all of the doubt and say, hold on, maybe I'm just overthinking this. Maybe I was just super excited in the beginning that I wasn't really learning. I was just excited because it was something new. Because it was something new, you was just excited. And you didn't apply, you didn't truly take notes, you didn't truly understand because you were in that excitement phase. That's what happened, ladies and gentlemen, when everybody is just buying. What is the market doing? And you see that rally of buy candles. You didn't realize where you were. You didn't realize, like, hold on, I was just excited. You ever had, how many of you on this call have kids? How many of you on this call have kids? And you ever notice when your kids get too excited, overly excited? Y'all know what I'm talking about. What do you tell your kids when you like, it's almost like that person saying, hold up, you're doing too much. You got to tell your kids, all right, chill, relax. You super excited right now. Calm down. You ever had to tell you? I tell my son that all the time. He gets excited for everything. And when a person gets excited, what happens? I told him to read a book the other day. And as he's reading his book, he's like, oh man, this is my favorite book. So, wait. Hey, this is my favorite part. So he went, calm down. That's what's happening to you right now. You're so excited because you know it works. You're so excited because you see it being shared all over social media. You can't think straight. Thank you. Let me pin that. There it is right there. You can't think straight when you are overly excited. Okay? So you have a buyer right there. This is the last opportunity that the sellers had right here. This is why it's very important that I tie in our personal lives with the market, because who's trading the market? Humans. We are. If we are all experiencing and going through the same personal growth development, don't you think we're going to transfer those same feelings onto the charts? So now it gives you a better understanding of how to handle the market. Now you get an understanding. Oh, okay. The market was overly excited. All buyers. They're overly excited. All buyers. Oh, let's go, let's go. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. Hurry, 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 hurry. Whoa, whoa, wake up. Imagine, Angie, imagine if we're on a cruise. You are super excited to be on this cruise. You've been talking about it all year. Okay. And the moment we get on the cruise ship, okay, that moment we get on this cruise ship, we didn't even get a chance to go to our rooms. And she's like, and is we didn't even get a chance to put our stuff in our rooms. DB is like, all right, I'm gonna go to my room and put everything on get everything situated. I'm just gonna take a break for a second. Woo! Tiffany is like, yeah, yeah, child. I know. Hey, let me go ahead and get my son situated, get him with the daycare. And Heather's like, all right, look, I gotta make sure my balcony is straight in my room. And Angie is like, yo, no, just leave your stuff right here. Leave your stuff right here. Come on, look, let me show you over here. I know this is your first time. Let me show you. Excitement that leaves everyone when they come back after following Angie lost and confused. What do we do next? Where are my luggage? Where is it? They're confused. Let's go eat. Let's do this. Let's do that. We're lost and confused. Now, ladies and gentlemen, everything that you were promised that was supposed to happen when you got on this cruise, everything that you was promised that was supposed to happen when you started to learn the market, it's not happening. Have you ever felt you ever had in the back of your mind, I like this idea? Even when you first started shopping online, okay? When you first started shopping online, perfect example. You started shopping in brand name places, Walmart online, Amazon online. But how many of you ever had confusion and doubt when you started shopping on TikTok? When you started shopping on Instagram? When you started shopping on Temu? You ever got a link and you saw an amazing product on Instagram? You're like, oh man, I want to buy it. And you go ahead and you click that button buy, and the whole registration, everything is like, I don't know. And what creeps in next? Doubt. You don't get your email confirmation? Doubt. Fiend. That's right. A couple hours went past, no email. A couple days went past, no confirmation. But you see that the money was taken from your bank account, and you're saying, oh man, doubt is starting to creep in. That's the same doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that shows up when you're trading. But then you remember when you go back and you look at the fine print and it says email confirmation will be sent out in a few hours. You're like, oh, okay. You can start to breathe a little bit. You say, oh man, a couple hours go past and you got the first email that says, we receive your payment. Oh, okay, they got my payment. Okay. You're still waiting. We receive your payment. The next email says, here's your confirmation number. The next email says, here's your tracking number. Oh my God. Now you can breathe. You went from doubt, you went from excitement, confusion, to the last point is growth. Ladies and gentlemen, growth shows up after the excitement, after the confusion, after the doubt. That's when growth shows up, ladies and gentlemen. This happens every single day in the market. When you look at your setups, when you look at your charts, that consolidation, it's just confusion. Okay? It's just you're confused. You have no idea where to go. Excuse me. Hello, can you help me? Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo? ¿Qué tú necesitas? I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak. No habla inglés. No habla inglés. Man, confusion, doubt. You start to feel alone. But ladies and gentlemen, you're not alone. You're surrounded by trillions of people sitting right in the same area. Think about this. Okay? Think about it for a second. You get over into this area, you go to a foreign country, okay? A foreign country you've never been at before, and nobody speaks the language that you speak. Hello, can someone hear me? Can someone help me? Can someone help me? You see a bunny rabbit, okay? You see a whatever that thing is, a penguin, a panda. You see a panda, and then you start overhearing a conversation, and it reminds you, whoa, I speak that language. Hello, hello. Hey, what's up, man? How you speak English? Yeah. Yeah, how can I help you? Oh man. You started getting confused, that doubt. Oh, I just need to make sure. Did I make a mistake? No, you're perfectly fine. This is one of the safest countries that you can ever visit. Oh man, thank you. Hey, listen, here's my contact. If you ever need help while you're here on this deserted island, don't hesitate. You know, quiero Taco Bell. No, you know, that's when you start to get that belief again. But right down in this area, ladies and gentlemen, this is a zone where everyone speaks your language. This is a zone where confirmation is starting to sit in that. Yes, we went through this area right here, but once you get through this level, that's all it is. Excitement, confusion, doubt, and growth. Let's go over to the live chart so you can see it all in action. Okay? We can see this all in action, and you'll be able to see this every time you open up your chart. It doesn't matter where you are. It does not matter where you are. After that strong impulse move, what is this move right here, ladies and gentlemen? From here to here, we can just go into some random space. What is this move right here? Okay, when we look at the 4 phases of market psychology, that's excitement. Okay, that's excitement. That's that strong impulse move. Okay, excitement. Now, what happened right here? After the excitement, the market made a low. Okay, we did not break the high. What is this level? What do we call this? Confusion. Okay, this is confusion right here. That's it. Yes, consolidation. But if we're talking about the 4 phases of market psychology, yes, it is consolidation, but it's confusion. Why do the market consolidate? Everybody's confused. They're lost. Hey, are we going up? Or are we going down? Are we going up? Or are we going down? Which way are we going? I don't know, man. I'm just confused right now. Okay? I don't know. I'm just confused. See, Angie, you forgot because you're confused right now. Right? I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know. Are we talking about consolidation? Are we talking about the 4 phases? I'm confused right now. And I like what you said. I forgot, because I forgot is, hey, you don't know what's going on. You're confused right now. Perfect. But what comes once the market keeps pulling back? What's next? What is this level called when we drop back lower? That's that doubt. That doubt, not gout. Doubt. I think I said that's that gout kicking in. No, it's doubt kicking in as that market is pushing back lower. But then you stumble across a few people that speak your language. Hey, is this the area where you go to do this? Is this the area? Is this the line for this? Oh yeah, this the line right here. Everybody's in that line waiting. Oh yeah, this the line. Hey, how you doing? Hey, not. Yeah, come on, get in front of me. Yeah, you can cut in front of me. Oh man, thank you. Because right here, this was a high point, and then look what happened. Is this a break of structure? Did the market create a new high? Yes, it did. What is this right here? This is the starting point. This is the starting point of excitement. This is the starting point of excitement. You can look anywhere on your chart and you're going to find these four phases of market psychology right here. Okay. You see, when I teach things, ladies and gentlemen, I teach it in a way that you truly understand it. Because in the beginning, on this call right now, some of you are excited to learn right now. You're excited to learn. And with that excitement, at the end comes confusion. And because you can't get it and understand it right away, doubt kicks in. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have the last phase, which is growth? Do we have the last phase, which is growth? You see that? There it is. Now, let's play this area right here. Now, we know that growth came at the other end of consolidation, at the other end of confusion. We know that growth gave us a reaction and they continue to buy up. But what about this area here when we replay everything that we've learned all this week? Once that market broke high, we know that this is the area that we're looking for everybody to come back to. So we put that line right here. Don't ever forget that. This right here, the reason why we put this line, because it eliminates the confusion. Because without this line here, and that market is coming back down to that zone, confusion is going to creep up. Doubt is going to creep up. We put that line once that market comes right back to the starting point. Does that make sense? That's right. This is the starting point. So now that we have the vertical line here, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you remember? What are we looking for first? Are we looking for the entry, or are we looking for the exit, aka the target? What are we looking for next? Are we looking for the entry or the exit first? Good job. That's what I'm talking about. We're looking for that target, that TP. Angie, are you still on this bus right here? Are you still on that bus? Don't make me go and grab it. Are you on this one? Oh, you on the cruise? Okay, you still on that cruise? Okay. We look for the target first. Here's why. Because we already know this is our point of interest. We already know in our mind that this is probably an entry point. We already know that. But what we want to do is we want to ask ourselves this question, Angie. We want to ask ourselves, hey, where is the starting point that pushed us into this zone? The starting point is at the high of confusion right here, that consolidation zone. This is the starting point. The last buy candle, LBC, the long last buy candle before the market reached this zone. So now what are we going to do? We'll put a high above it just like that. Boom. That's my target. And I'm going to mark this up because it's on the 4-hour target. Boom. Just like that. Where is it? Inside, center. Okay. That's my 4-hour target. I see what happened. I want to put this inside, bring it down a little bit, and boom. Perfect. That's what we did. So now I know from that zone right here all the way down to that level, Angie, what if they told you, okay? I know you was waiting for that. Angie, what if they told you, hey, listen, Angie, in order for you to board this cruise, the wait time is 1 hour and 32 minutes. Look at this, 132 pips. It's 1 hour and 32 minutes if you're going to board at this gate right here. Angie's like, yo, hold on. Angie's like, it's like, hold on. 1 hour, 32 minutes? Nah, bro. But what other gate can we go through? They're going to say, well, listen, if you want to get on now, you're going to have to pay the fee, which is dropping to a lower time frame. How many of you don't want to pay that extra money? You don't want to pay that. You can go down to a lower gate. Ooh, I like that. Oh, look, Heather said, well, I guess I'm going shopping. Heather said she going shopping while they wait. Listen, now, Andrew, we know that you don't like going to a lower time frame. It's almost like someone telling you you got to spend some extra money after you already spent some money. But you're like, you know what? I just want to get on this cruise. So how much is it going to cost? Well, you got a couple options. You could drop down to the 1 hour time frame. Okay. Scroll back. And when you drop down to the 1 hour time frame and you find the starting point right here, all right, that's going to cost you 1 hour time frame. All right, how much is that? Well, you go from 130 pips to 123 hours. I mean, an hour and 23 minutes. And you're like, nah, man, nah. It's still too far. This is still the last green candle right here. Ladies and gentlemen, does this make sense? Are we still on topic right now? Does this make sense? Okay. Drop that 153 in the chat box if it makes sense. Perfect. Angie's like, nah, bro, it's still too long. Okay, all right. Well, most people don't want to go down this slow, but you can. Look, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Go down to like the 15. Go to the 15 gate number 15. All right, let me see. Gate number 15. All right, let me see what we got at gate number 15. Yo, gate 15? Angie, look what happened at gate 15 now. Look at this. Drop that vertical line. When you drop that vertical line, we eliminate what? Confusion. Confusion don't even exist over here. Confusion don't even exist. Look at this. Now we at gate 15. Right in this area. Drop that box right here. Boom. Extend it across. And we're going to put here. Change it to a different color. And we're going to put 15-minute target. That's gate 15. What we doing, Angie? What we doing? And from where we are, our point of interest to gate 15 is only 50 minutes. Okay, that's 50 minutes. It's not the best, but I guess we about the board. We'll see. All right, you can go down to 5. All right. Look, ain't nobody on 5. You're like, hold up. You mean to tell me that market just rejected off that level? Let's go over to the zone. Let's go over to the zone real quick. Here we go. We almost there. This is your point of interest. Your point of interest. You go down to that 5 minute. Let's lock and load. All aboard. That's right. Because guess what the market is doing now? They gave you that drop, pullback, drop lower. Here's that confusion, consolidation. There it is, that level of confusion. All right, boom. Yeah, we got confused for a moment because the market is stuck in this level. Yeah, you got confused, but when they closed above and retest, where's my take profit? Now I'm hitting this level right here as my take profit. Okay, that's my take profit right there. What is that? My 4-hour zone? So now I can enter here. Now Angie is on the boat. Angie is on the boat like, yeah, I got my stuff in my room. Heather is out shopping. Heather way over here out shopping. Candace, where Candace at? Candace is, she hanging out, still standing in line. Angie on the boat like, hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? And you like, hold on. Angie, how you get on the boat? Angie got that package. What? And now, y'all don't even realize the people who spent for that extra, guess what? They entered here. They already hit TP. Angie up 68 pips. She's at the casino. Angie made her money back while she's there. She made her money back. And now y'all getting on the boat over here. And now y'all like, hey, y'all want to go to the casino? Angie's like, nah, I did that already. Already been to the casino already. She been on the boat 4 hours ago. Look, Candy's like, nah, I'm with Angie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the psychology of the market. The same thing you go through on a daily basis is the same reactions that the market exposes you to every single day. Every single day. Take a look at this play Lorenzo shared last night. You got the entry right now. Okay. Lorenzo shared this last night. This is a perfect example. Perfect example because when we open up the Discord, okay, I'm going to open up the Discord real quick. This is a perfect example. Okay. I'm going to share this tab. And right over here, Lorenzo shared last night inside of the student tab. Right over here. Okay, perfect. So at 11:22, he shared this idea. I want you to see where the market was. Okay. It was nowhere near in the student idea. It was nowhere near this zone. What did he follow? The blueprint. He knew that this was his point of interest. This is the area where he was most excited that the market was coming back to. Okay. So he put that there. And he's also shared an opportunity. What if it does this or that? Now, here we are back on the site. The market is at that level. This is why it's very important. We don't have to rush and chase the market, but look at this. Put the vertical line right there. Where is the starting point that pushed the market up there? It's right here. I'll use this last low. This is going to be my 4-hour zone. Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing this in real time. Okay? 4-hour target. You are seeing this in real time. What did I identify? My 4-hour target. I got my vertical line right there. Okay? I'm going to drop this area right here so we can have it here. We're going to put this. This is my point of interest. How many of you are seeing this in real time and now it's all clicking for you? Okay? Sell zone right here. It's all clicking because we're doing this in real time now. All right. I'm looking for my sellers coming back in the zone. I put a box right there and I could turn off my bears because now it's time to work. Now, what I'm going to do, I got my vertical. I'm not going to allow this market to shift down over 42 pips before I can. You said, why the vertical? Why the vertical there? Okay. Angie, why are we putting the vertical here? Because this is the first time that the market is touching this zone, the point of interest. This is the first time the market is touching. Okay. So now I put that vertical here for now. This is the first time that we're touching the zone. To mark your space. Yes. Okay. Got to mark up your zone. I can't put it here. Look, I can't put the vertical on these candles. Yes. You see the wick. Oh, okay. I see. I see what you're saying. Yes. I see what you're saying because of the color. Okay. Um, okay. I can't wait to see when all of you can save your charts. I know your charts are going to be, you guys are going to have some crazy colors on your charts. I got a feeling you're going to have some crazy colors. And I love it. I love it. Okay? I love it. So yeah, we got that canvas. Let me just change the color over here, the text to black so you can see that. All right, perfect. Boom. I was playing around with the colors the other day, anyway, but I'll just put that right there and change my borders black. So when you do get a chance, remember your top color is the body and the borders, it really just gives it depth, the colors right there. So now you'll be able to see your wicks in that zone. It didn't actually touch it just yet, but we'll just put it there just in case, right? So now what's going to happen, you can see clearly now, right? So now we know that this is our 4-hour zone right there. Now I'm going to drop down to maybe a 15. I'll drop down to my 15-minute. Okay. And my 15-minute starting point. All right. So yeah, you can clearly, it didn't touch it just yet. All right. But if I was playing that zone, my 15-minute starting point would be right here. Does that make sense? Okay. Does that make sense? This is my 15-minute zone. It didn't touch it yet. 15-minute target. Okay. Perfect. So now look how cool this. Now you got your take profits. That's my 15-minute starting point right there. Now I need to find something close up to this area. Okay. So if I was looking at this to be a sell area right here, I'll drop down to maybe, let's say my 5. Oh, so now I'm here on my 5-minute. Okay. So now with my 5-minute, I can clearly see we have a change of direction right in that area. Okay. 5-minute, we got a beautiful change of direction. And let's see if we can get a reaction off of this area real quick. Okay. So buyers got violated. When you look at the blueprint, this is the last buy candle before we dropped out. This is what we're looking for, that change of direction. And sellers should be coming back into this range right here. Okay. Sellers should be coming back in that range. That's if this market had reacted off of that level already. So we should see sellers back in that range. And I'll be looking for a possible short position with my stop loss above the high. And where's my targets now? Now I can start to target. First target, 15-minute. Second target, 4 hour. How cool is this? Y'all see that? This would have been my starting point. Okay. This is how simple trading really is. Okay. Strong impulse move. The market pulls back. This is that consolidation phase. Rise up. Okay. That's that rise. Remember at the beginning of the week, we spoke about the short form M right here. They failed to make a new high and then they closed below. So we need it. There's a drop, pullback. Can they give me a spike up and then drop lower and then continue the wave down? Okay. Let's see. I'll drop down to my lower time frame. And by the time we get to the 1 minute, you should start to see the true definition of that market right there. Okay. It should start to look super clear. Okay. So, right in this area, this would have been your starting point right here. Okay. That would have been that break of structure. This is my 5 minute starting point. And when I look at the zone, notice how they came right back into that area. Okay. When we target this area, is it one trade or two different trades? What do you mean? Is it two different trades? A target mean you getting out. You exiting that thing. You getting out. Okay. Yes, Angie, right shoulder. That's a beautiful setup. So I would set my alarm right there in that zone. Okay. That's how you mark this up. Now, if this market decides to keep going lower, remember, follow the trend. This is a 1 minute trend now. Let's go back to what we spoke about. Point number one, see how the market dropped low and pull back? This would be point number two right here. This would be point number two right there. Why is that point number two? Because the market created a lower point and it shows you break of structure. That's point number two. Okay. So as this market dropped lower, I got to draw point number three. So I got to start from here to here now. See that? Point number one and two. So now, after that point, did we go lower? Yes, we did. We got to break a structure. Now, notice here's my trend line right here. Here's my trend line. What I'm thinking is we got an area here. We broke and closed below. Okay. Now, they look like they want to break this because they want to come back to that zone. If they break that trend line and go up higher, maybe bounce off of this level to come back to that 1 minute entry sniper point, what are they creating? That's that false move, that shift higher, change of direction. Okay, change of direction and creating. Remember what we create in a downtrend. We create the regular head and shoulder pattern. This is how you enter your trades, ladies and gentlemen, with confidence. Okay. This is how you enter your trades with confidence over and over and over. That's right. We should be looking for regular head and shoulder patterns in a downtrend, inverted in an uptrend. So I want to see if we can get that 1 minute spike up before giving that shift down. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's see how they're going to react to this real quick in real time. Let's see how they're going to react to this in real time. I love real time trades. So remember, we are on the small time frame right now. Always expect fake outs, meaning that yes, it may look like a 1 minute buy, but what is the overall direction? Okay. The overall direction is that sell zone that you're looking for. This is why it's very important. Okay. So we got this. This is the high right here. I want to see, are they going to break that high? That's right. Good job. This is where you have to take your time. Take your time. Do not rush your trades. Any trades that you see sent out, those trades are not rushed. Okay. Those trades are not rushed. What do I have here? I have a breaker structure right here. BOS. BOS. That's my breaker structure. Okay. Breaker structure. Starting point is down here. Okay. Double, not a double top, but a short form M. I would love to see them come far up there, but we'll see what they're going to do. Okay. So we'll see if they close below this level. Now we know that the downtrend is confirmed. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful. I love how this thing is reacting. See this, that M, they didn't break the high. I wanted them to go up higher, but they didn't break it. Okay. This is that level of excitement that you're going through right now because you're seeing this thing happen in real time. But the confusion kicks in. And the only reason why the confusion kicks in is because of lack of patience. You want this to happen when you want it to happen. It's not always going to happen when you want it to happen. So I'm waiting for them to close below this level. And once they close below this level, we'll see if they can react off of here and continue dropping lower. Okay. Just give me that big spike. And it's Friday, so the market is slowing down. Okay. It's Friday, so the market. Now, look at this. What zone is this? Isn't this a 1 minute demand zone for the buyers? Well, what will confirm these buyers is right here. Okay. I want you to play with this. This is the starting point right here. What will confirm the buyers if it closed above this level, retest, and then push above this zone and then make that move? See, that will confirm those buyers. Okay. It's like you guys are looking at this, perfect. Good job. Good job. So now we're almost breaking that level right now. We're sitting in that zone. Let me get this box out of here. Okay. This is that precision. This is that precision. Here we go. Are you enjoying this? Okay. The buyers are still holding that level. Somebody's going to push higher. They're right at the zone and they know that this level right here, they know that this level is a major area. Honestly, this is a key level right here. If I was to, they need to break it. It's going to take a large candle to break this level right now. It's going to take a large candle to break that level. That's a key level. Look at this. So it's going to take a large candle. So they're either going to have to go boom to the downside or a massive rally to the upside. Okay. Watch. You're watching this in real time. Got 35 seconds. I think we might get that break up or down. We're going to see. See, this is the part of confusion because you're waiting. Confusion set in when things aren't happening when you want it to happen because you're waiting. We got about 14 seconds, 13 seconds. They're going to give us a pop. We don't know in which direction yet. This is where we sit on our hands. Let's go. Nice play off of that level. Nice play. Let's go. This is the hardest part about trading. You know why? Because you got things to do. You don't want to sit here and wait all day. Look at the reaction. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Now they got a problem. They got to break this level. Here they go. Perfect. Here they go. "20 seconds. This is the part that I love. Being able to watch this stuff happen in real time with you. "7 seconds. We're about to retest. Let's go. Most traders would enter the buy right there because it closed above. Most traders would hit market execution right there. We still have a zone. Trend line acts as a resistance level. It acts as a resistance level. Wow. 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 All right, they pull back. This is happening in real time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. They need something big to happen now. Either a massive drop from here or that big explosion, because we've touched this trend line 1, 2, 3 times now. It's acting as a strong resistance. Oh, if they take this out, they out of here. If they go out, they out of here. Knowing where you are at all times is very important. Remember this candle? Last buy, break a structure. This type of education, you're not going to find it everywhere. This type of education, you're not going to find it everywhere. Did it do exactly what we wanted it to do, ladies and gentlemen? Did it do exactly what we wanted it to do? Let's go. You having that aha moment? Wow. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's right. This is where you start to feel nervous and excited at the same time. Because you see in the market doing exactly what you're learning. You see in the market doing exactly what you're learning, and you're wondering, wow, can I do this by myself? Can I do this on my own? Whoa! Let's go! Everybody drop in the chat box. Let's go! Let's go! Wow. Game over. Game over. Wow. That's it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Whoa! Let's go! Let's go! Wow. 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 Everybody drop those dollar signs in the chat box. Let's go. Oh man, your first time seeing it in real time? Wow. Yes. Yes. Wow. Now, what you're seeing on the 1 minute time frame has that same reaction on the higher time frame. Okay. And guess what? They still haven't came all the way up to the area that we were expecting over here. You were just seeing all of this happen right in that level, right there. You were seeing it happen in real time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, And just let everybody know that over here in Lux, we do it different. We truly educate, and that's our focus. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Go to the Discord groups and just share. Just let everybody know that Lux Academy is the place to go. We out.